Good morning. Can I have just a little sip of coffee, please? Oh man, that's good. That's really good. The Jews, the trials were packaged in persecution. Nero was playing havoc with the church. Christians were being burnt at the stake. The persecution was coming from all ends. I don't know what's going on in your life today. I know I talk with some of you, and I know it's difficult, but it could be a number of things. I know a young man today who's just lost his job, and it's causing him a lack of funds. He doesn't have the money to take care of his family. I know others who've just been through a divorce. Could be trouble with the children. The family's fragmented. The children don't want to go to be with the father, or vice versa, the mother. It could be some financial burden. It could be an illness. It could be a death in the family. My dear sister Martha passed away. Martha Whitman passed away. I'm sure the family are grieving, even though they realize she's going to be in a better place. But there's still that loss, there's still that sorrow, there's still that pain, there's still that hurt. I know folks that are fighting. Braxton's fighting cancer, 9 years old. It could be back problems, heart problems. It could be the mind, it could be depression. It could be bipolar. Any one of a number of horrible diseases. It could be you're having a problem with relationships over which you've no control. The first topic discussed by James involves the difficulties that are encountered in the Christian life. The idea that James lived a life of ease. But James was not one of these guys who believe when you come to Christ all the problems will disappear. No. And we'll all live happily ever after. No such thing as happy ever after. When you come to Christ, sometimes the problems become more intense. And it'd be easy for us to reason, since we're experiencing a difficulty. This teaching will be good. When you encounter trials, we need to hold on to God. And we need to consider it joy. Now, we're not into pain and suffering. And I don't know many whose life, while you're hurting or suffering or pain, that you're happy and you experience laughter and everything else. But blessed, those who are persecuted for righteousness' sake. Blessed are those who are reviled, those who persecute you and put you down. Blessed are you when men talk evil, speak against you. Rejoice and be exceedingly glad, for great is your reward in heaven. We're not saying blessed is the man who suffers because he deserves to suffer. We're talking about Matthew 5, the Sermon on the Mount. When you don't deserve it, when things are not going right, Paul experienced this kind of strange joy. He wrote, I am exceedingly joyful in all my tribulations. 2 Corinthians 7, verse 4. When the apostles were beaten, they rejoiced, thinking they were worthy to suffer shame for his name's sake. Acts chapter 5, verse 41. Peter also believed that joy was possible. 1 Peter chapter 1, verses 6 and 7. So, I know it sounds strange. When you're going through the ringer, be joyful, be happy, don't be sad. It's hard not to cry. It's difficult to rejoice and be glad. But let me explain something here. It's not grin and bear it. It's not act tough like nothing's happening. Whenever we face suffering, we can rejoice in this, that God has told us that no matter what's going on in our lives today, it is nothing compared to the glory that awaits us in heaven. It's okay to cry. It's okay to cry. It's okay to show your feelings. You don't have to be a phony Christian. When it comes to hardships, we need to see the end result. Glory with him forever and forever and ever. Years ago, I stood with two other brothers in the Lord at a lovely wee gravesite. And I was burying my little son called John Henry. And we stood there at this little gravesite with a little white casket, and he was inside it. And one of the brothers looked at me and said, because he knew I was getting emotional, and I was crying, and I was a mess, I was a basket case. Maury was in hospital, and we were burying her little son as well. And one of the brothers looked over there and he says, John Henry, he says, Jack, aren't you so glad he's not in this box? He's with the Lord. I can still feel the pain and the sadness and the brokenness and the loneliness. And as the years go on, I don't think, I often think, what would he look like? Would he look like me? What would he look like? Who would he look like? What would he talk like? Would he be tall or short, or what would he be like? But the fact that he is with the Lord, no more temptation, no more suffering, no more loneliness, no more sadness, no more brokenness. He has a home with the Lord forever and ever and ever. And that gives me comfort. And I want to see him again. I want to see him again. And I want to see what he looks like. I really do. Calculate the result of your trials. And trials produce durability. James says, test your faith. It produces patience. I love the Lord. And I want to go home with him. And I know you do too. But here's the key. No matter what's going on in your life, hold on. Hold on. Don't give up. Don't give in. Because he loves you. Amen.